question I want to ask you. How's that hope and change working out for you? That's why you are here. It was Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays, who was one of my heroes, who used to remind the young men of Morehouse, let it be borne in mind that the tragedy of life does not lie in not reaching your goals. The tragedy lies in having no goals to reach for. He said it's not a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it is a calamity to have no dreams. You see, the American dream is under attack, and we have to take it back. That's what this is all about. Take back the American dream. Take it back. That's a liberal driving the train because, you know, they really don't want us to do this. But we planned this as part of our whole presentation. Yes, we did. We planned it this way. We knew they were going to come through here with a train. There'll be another one in a few minutes, but that's okay. The other day I saw something that absolutely appalled me. I saw something. I don't have a teleprompter. Get out from up here. I don't do teleprompters. I actually saw a member of Congress lead the Pledge of Allegiance in the United States Congress and left out the under God. Can you imagine? Would you all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's why we're the greatest country in the world. And we're going to keep it that way. You see, that's one of the things that has caused you and I and others to get up in arms and want to take back our government. They want to rewrite the Pledge of Allegiance. They want to rewrite the Declaration of Independence. But there are some of us who think that the Declaration of Independence, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the Constitution are just fine the way they are because those are the documents that built this great country. You don't have to worry about me using a teleprompter. I don't do teleprompters. Secondly, you don't have to worry about me ever leaving under God out of the Pledge of Allegiance. And you never have to worry about me misstating the beginning of the Declaration of Independence. And since our president has a problem stating it correctly, I hope he's listening. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what made America great, and that's what's going to keep America the greatest country in the world.
Raise Cain.
He said raise Cain. I raised two little Cains. One of them's 38 and one of them's 32. Now I got three little Cains. You know, 11-year-old Cain, and a 6-year-old Cain, and a 1-year-old Cain. They're called Grand Cains. That's what this is all about. Because as I tell people all the time, this isn't about us. We're going to be fine. This is about our children and our grandchildren. That's what this is about. Because just like your parents, my parents wanted to give us a little bit better start in life, we want to give our kids and our grandkids a little bit better start in life. But it begins with giving them the greatest country in the world that's still the greatest country in the world. And that's how some of us want to keep it. So that's what it's all about. That's what it is all about. And remember what Thomas Jefferson said.
Thomas Jefferson!
Is that what he said? Some people believe that government is the answer. And remember that a government big enough to give people everything that they want is big enough to take everything that they have.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. And it amuses me when liberals say, well, you gave George Bush 8 years and you only want to give Obama 2 years. I said, let me explain this to you. First of all, and I'm not trying to defend George Bush. First of all, when George Bush was president, the last 2 years of his second term, the Congress was controlled by Democrats. And when George Bush and the Republicans tried to reform Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the Democrats blocked it. Remember what you heard Barney Frank say? Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, there's nothing wrong. There's not a crisis. And it led to the meltdown. When George Bush was president, we had unemployment around 5%. Now it is about 9.5%. When George Bush was president, over the course of those 8 years, the gross domestic product was growing anywhere from 3, 4, and sometimes 5%, and now we can barely get over 1%. And here's the big one. In George Bush's 8 years, I'm not trying to defend George Bush, I'm trying to draw a parallel and get the liberals to understand the facts. They don't like the facts. $4 trillion was added to the budget in 8 years, and this administration has added $4 trillion in nearly 2 years. I have a problem with that. So the problems have accelerated. So whenever the liberals want to give you this hogwash, that's a family-friendly word. They want to give you this hogwash about, well, you know, George, they still want to blame it on Bush. Why? Because they can't handle the truth. And the only thing that they have left is blame it on Bush and name calling. And I have been called so many names, folks, that I have a list. You've heard me say this. I'm gonna share my list with you. I'm gonna have Shane B put it up with for some point. And I gotta tell you, there are some doozies. There are some doozies. And the one that I liked the most was when this guy called me shameless. He said that I was shameless because I dared to criticize our black president as a black man. Let me leave you with this. We are not going to turn things around overnight. We're going to have to work at it. We're going to have to stay involved. We're going to have to stay informed and stay inspired. Because as the words to the closing song of the 2000 Olympics say, life can be a challenge. Life can seem impossible. It's never easy when there's so much on the line. But you can make a difference. There's a mission just for you. Just look inside and you will find just what you can do. Just look inside and you will find just what you can do to take back our government. The United States of America is not going to become the United States of Europe, not on our watch. Thank you very much for being